unto him. I want to conclude tonight. We won't finish this presentation this evening, but I want to show you something for you to think about, my friends, and for you to pray, and for you to run to Christ, because you will see that we are living in serious times. When these Bible societies and these individuals sit down to create a new translation of the Word of God, who are the people that sit down on these committees? Who are these people? What are their beliefs? What are their practices? What are their lifestyle? Do you think that this is an important consideration? Yes or no? Is it important? Or they can live anywhere and do anything and practice anything they want? All right, here we have the New International Version Committee on Bible Translation. On this committee, we have an individual, right where you see the arrow, by the name of Virginia Mollencott. Virginia Mollencott was one of the literary critics that work on the committee for the translation of the New International Version. Now, in this book by Virginia Mollencott, Sensuous Spirituality, we have this quotation from this lady. Watch what she says. I worked on the NIV during the entire time it was being translated and reviewed. Elizabeth Elliot and I were the stylistic consultants. Our job was simply to make sure the translation would communicate clearly to modern American readers, and that the style was smooth and understandable. So she shaped the language of that translation. I was never removed, sacked, or made redundant from my work on the NIV. If I were, my name would not have appeared on the list sent out by the International Bible Society. That's the list you just looked at. It was Dr. Edwin Palmer, who lived near my college, who invited me to work on the NIV. He had heard me speak and respected my integrity and my knowledge. So far as I know, nobody, including Dr. Palmer, suspected that I was a lesbian while working on the NIV. It was information that I kept private at that time. I do not consider the NIV more gay-friendly than most modern translation. So I do not understand why anybody would want to bash the NIV because a closeted lesbian work on it. Judge for yourselves. In this book, The Evangelical Dilemma, on page 9, the authors say, the Roman Catholics are not always wrong. Indeed, they are not infrequently perceptive. When they saw the 1881 Revised Version, the first of the modern Bibles translated by Protestants from the corrupt Western Alexandrian Greek texts, the ones we mentioned, they exclaim that it will be the death knell of Protestantism. They are very wise sometimes. And when this process started to modernize the Holy Word of God, and they saw the very first one that came out, they said, this will be the death. Finally, we'll be able to grab the tail of the serpent and convert it into a rod. Why have the preacher shared these things with you tonight? Because you are about to become a part of the remnant church of the living God. And every good student needs a textbook. And I recommend you the textbook, the Holy Word of God. But maybe somebody might be confused. Maybe somebody might say, what is this? I didn't know all this information. What shall I do? That's a very important question. The answer is in the Bible. Compare the scriptures. Are we walking together, my friends? What I do, I have all these Bibles before me, and whenever I have any doubt about a particular passage, I compare them to make sure that they harmonize with that Bible that I know for sure was the Bible for 300 years. And God's people in 300 years never had any problems. The only ones who had a problem with it at that time, as they said, were the Jesuits. It's causing problems for us. So we have to bring out some new ones. Make sure that it harmonizes. Make sure that it says the truth. And so what we've learned tonight, my friends, is that in 1844, when the remnant church of God arose, Satan was busy laying a foundation for what? For his final deceptions. But the Bible tells us, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Why? For we wrestle not against what? Flesh and blood, but against what? Principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The only solution tonight is Jesus Christ. Christ, our only hope, my friends. And I want you to understand that if we do not make a conscious decision to enlist on the side of Jesus Christ, then automatically, whose side are we on? Whose side are we on? We're on the enemy's side tonight. I'm going to invite my praise team to join.